Yesterday we spoke about how the social media tools can help build business development machines. What that means is essentially how you build a personal brand and how you can use that brand to essentially gain more trust and more business from your clients, right?
Yeah. I mean, a lot of what we were talking about was the idea that, you know, we're moving into a world where no one ever really finds anything or makes a decision about their personal shopping choices or their business development choices without Googling to find out more information about the person or the product or the service they're buying into. But increasingly, what makes us go and check things out on Google, it's the word of mouth we hear through our online social channels, through following news streams on Twitter, through things that get mentioned in LinkedIn. These are the touch points that take us out to the search engines to then go and find out more information about people. And if you're going to have those touch points, it's not enough just to have a website, you need to get content out there.
Yeah, so I mean, the Monaco message is really it's not the World Wide Web anymore, it's the Wide Rolodex. So unless you're really visible, you don't exist anymore. It's really, social media is probably a challenge for the corporation, but it's really an opportunity for the individual. So if you want your company to embrace social media, you're going to have to help them do that by starting yourself, right?
Yeah, what this means, of course, is everyone's job now is part marketing, part PR, part business development, whether you're client-facing or not. These tools enable a huge scaling up of a company's business development potential, but it can't go through the departments. Departments are designed to serve a different kind of structural function within an organization. So it's not about big mass communications, it's about you having a couple of clients, a couple of business contacts who you're in regular contact with, and using that as business development. And of course, the aggregate of that across a large organization is a huge stepping up in the amount of business opportunities they can get and reducing the cost per acquisition of bringing new business in.
And it's also about personal brands you say this so well, you say the thing that personal brands are more important than
you're so kind. No, it's very true though, is that, you know, it used to be that your corporate brand is what opened doors for you.
Yeah.
Now, it's the personal brands of the people that work for you that open doors for the corporation.
Absolutely.
That's a real turning on the head of the conventional wisdom of marketing thinking.
It really is, because a lot of corporations are really worried about that. You know, the personal brand may really get in the way and become too big, but in fact, you got to think about this. I mean, you got to give your best employees have got to have space to create that personal brand, because that's really when they're going to want to align themselves with your business and essentially attract more business for your company, right?
Yeah, and also, unless your employees are Hollywood stars, they're not going to be on the front page of the newspapers. There's no reason to worry.
But this is not a new business model, because this is what football clubs do all day long. I mean, they need star players, right? But it's not like Ronaldo would take down a football club, right? Or a star like that. They're just giving a lot of space to these people to really attract the attention and attract the business, therefore, of an audience. So they're continuously building stars and they're continually building personalities that people can relate to. Because, you know, that's why football is so interesting, I think. It's because there's a big human dimension about it. It's people at top performance, always visible, at their best, and people can relate to that. They make people dream, you know?
It's true. Actually, when you say that, it suddenly makes me think, now we're going off topic again, but
there we go.
It's like a TV channel.
You have enough battery?
you think about CNN. CNN is a brand we all recognize, but why do we recognize it? The brand is completely expressed through the people. We watch it for the people who run the shows, the people who generate the content. That's what draws us in and orients us with the brand.
We talked about how to use all these social media tools to build your own business development machine. What that machine essentially does is it really helps you find the right people to connect with that can carry your message forward, and it also helps you to listen more to the buzz and in the marketplace. It allows you to better understand what your clients are thinking and all these kind of things.
There's been another flip on its head there of conventional logic.
Yeah.
You know, every corporation, every business in the world now lives in this age of information parity. And what that means is that because the audience is connected up and talking to each other, they see your company as part of a continuum of companies in that space. And when they look at your company, they don't just know the things that you've told them about the business, they get opinion, stories leak out, people talk about their experiences with the firm. So customers are now coming to companies and asking all the hard questions, if there are any hard questions out there, because they've heard about them online. But the flip side has put something really powerful into the hands of the corporation. You can now know more about your audience, about your customers, about your client base than you've ever known before. Before you knew them in a transactional sense. Now you can find out what makes them tick. What are they into? You can develop much richer. I mean, certainly it's something we've seen in the wealth management business, and you know it needs to develop there. But certainly wealth managers are starting to work out that understanding the right solutions for their clients means you need to understand their lifestyle. So you've got to connect with them in those social spaces.
And I think we also made the point that there's a lot of concern about using social media. There's risks involved, right? So I think we sort of help them understand that these risks are the same risks that we have in the analog world. They just take a slightly different shape, but you know, it's really about you've got to teach your colleagues and employees how to behave when you're in the spotlight. And so we came up with this new method. It's the DBS method. What does that mean?
DBS. Don't be stupid. There you are. You know, we've all sat through presentations that are a bit boring, but no one puts their hand up and shouts out, "God, this is boring."
That's right.
You know, no one does that. So why would you tweet it? You know, if you wouldn't do it to someone to their face, don't do it in social media. That's the don't be stupid rule.
Yeah, and also personal brand is also about being useful to the people that you want to work with, right? For example, bring people the kind of information that they can use to do their jobs better. You know, help your customers. You know, have a more productive day. That's part of usefulness. Usefulness also is tell your client story. That's also a big opportunity, I guess, we have, which we do in the analog world, because when you meet your customers, you sort of take with you experiences that you had with other customers, and you help them better understand problems because of your experience with other clients. Now, social media is a great place to do that, because you can actually tell your client's story, and people love to learn from each other. People are curious, and you know, if you can really add a lot of value by you know, sharing case studies and experiences that you've had with other people like them.
I think you could say it like this: a brochure or a website doesn't communicate empathy, and we're all about empathy. When a client feels that you understand their problems, you build a much better trusting working relationship. Unfortunately, you can't have a relationship with a brand, you have relationships with people. So people become the medium through which your understanding flows. And that is a very powerful business development opportunity. So if you want to read about this, if you want to hear our awesome podcasts, and maybe even see some of our slightly, you know, long but awesome videos, then you must come to bd-insider.com.
That's right, yeah.
We're normally just digital.
We are digital brothers, cosmic brothers. Hold on, there was one more little thing that I wanted to say here, which was, I think we got it right.
Yeah.